the leader of opposition business. And I too am looking forward to changes to the standing orders. Because what manifested today, led by the leader of opposition business, was a demonstration of why the standing orders need to be strengthened to ensure that your role as Speaker of the House is not compromised. The leader of opposition business stood in a period that did not allow him to stand and ask questions in the period. The Speaker asked the leader of opposition business to come towards her chair so she could ask what it is that you wish to speak about. He refused. His colleagues then proceeded to disrupt the functioning of the House with a chorus of desk beating. And I think the public should know what happened. So while the leader of opposition business can stand and proclaim himself righteous in his actions, the realities of what he did today do not manifest righteousness. Madam Speaker, more than you. Madam Speaker, you ruled many months ago as to how reports are going to be handled in the House. The leader of opposition business know about the ruling because this ruling was repeated on several occasions. But yet he stood here and put on record questions about the non-tabling of the report that he knows will not be tabled today. So there's this trend, Madam Speaker, where they get up and they pretend like they don't know. They misread the standing orders for the public record. They lower the House in the eyes of the public, which is why I'm standing here, Madam Speaker, supporting the reform of the standing orders. Because the simple rule that the Speaker must be heard in silence has never been accepted and agreed to by the opposition. When the Speaker is speaking, the opposition is trying to cow down the Speaker. And then, member from St. Mary, they come and stand up and claim that they are being abused and disrespected and not being heard, when they are the abusers. And the last thing I want to say on this matter, Madam Speaker, you have been, there is clearly a concerted and planned attempt to, one, compromise the government agenda in the House through disruption. I think there is a concerted and planned attempt to make you look like the villain at every sitting. Yes, that is true. Where when you issue a ruling, within 5 minutes of your ruling, there's a video out on social media criticizing your ruling, telling lies. I want, Madam Speaker, this standing order review to contemplate. He doesn't understand how the standing orders work or how debates work, He believes that he can talk and nobody responds. Madam Speaker, I want the standing order review to contemplate the actions that the opposition has been doing over the past several months that is disrespecting you and your office. Because, Madam Speaker, the undermining of the Parliament by them is not an undermining of us as individuals, it's an undermining of our democracy. And I am going to suggest to you, Madam Speaker, when you're up there and they're over there saying things off the mic, find a way to turn on the mic so the public can hear everything that they're saying sotto voce, so the public can know that you're not the person who is cantankerous and bothersome. Because some of the comments that they are making off mic, if their family and friends should hear the type of language and comments they are using in the House, they would be ashamed. So, Madam Speaker, I welcome the modifications to the standing orders. And I hope that it will ensure that going forward we have a more orderly house, a house that is more respectful, and a house that facilitates dialogue and the proper functioning of the Parliament. Thank you, Madam Speaker.